What's up, everybody? This is RF Mike, and tonight we are looking at our 90-day review and update on the Sony Smartwatch 3 with my friend David here. So, David, you said that you field tested this, and what do you think from in the field use being military?
So far, I couldn't be more pleased with this watch. Extremely durable. It has definitely taken a beating for what I've given it. Overall, general-wise, the screen. Don't sue me, Disney. I have a watch face on here. So overall, there's been no scratches or dings into the screen.
Glass on it, yeah.
Yeah, the glass. So I've gone hiking, low crawling under trees. I've done a couple weapons ranges, and there's nothing wrong with the screen, which is really surprising. I thought that was going to be the first thing that goes. The band has held up well. Just basic soap and water on the band, and it's perfectly clean. Not a lot of gouges in the plastic. This ergonomic, rubber is held up very well. The only fault I have so far is the band. It's a great band. It has a great clasp. However, on the back of the clasp,
on the back of that metal piece, yeah.
Yep. So as you can see, if you have one at home, you're going to look at it and you'll see the little divot that's back here.
Yep, we can see that.
Okay, so that divot broke off in the first 4 days. So now that divot doesn't place itself into the appropriate holes. When I go to close my watch, there's no divot to place in there. That was the first thing that broke off, and it broke off with significant amount of force. My wife was throwing duffel bags out of a helicopter to me as we were unloading from the field, and it hit sideways onto the watch and pulled it a bit. So Sony, come out with stronger bands, please, soon.
Yeah, and get the stainless steel here in the U.S.
Yes. Every place I've gone to has had the band is sold out, except for the bright yellow ones, and I can't wear those in uniform. So that kind of sucks. But overall, I still wear it in uniform, and it's still held out amazingly well. I couldn't be more pleased with how durable this watch is for the beating that it's taken.
That's good. Now, have you used like the GPS and maps functions on it when you've been out in the field, or it's just been...
So out in the field, I haven't used the GPS. More so, I use that during like PT runs, 4 or 5 mile runs, 6 miles if I feel like a badass. It's never had a problem with Google Maps. It's never skipped a beat. It's always been able to update properly. And I've been able to keep track with the GPS as well as the Google Fit app for my runs. My step counter has always been on par. No complaints there.
Sweet. And then now that this is on the newest version of Android software, it's on 5.0.1, what have you noticed that's been an upside to it so far?
So as far as the update, every single bug that I've ever seen with any of the apps has been fixed. I've constantly tried to find as many bugs as possible, especially with the Android Fit and or not the Android Fit, but the Google Fit and the what is it, the calendar, because everything I have is controlled by my super old S3 or S4, whatever it is. So everything is controlled by that. It's run impeccably smooth. I can't find any problems with it so far, and by the time I do find a problem with it, Android has already come out with an update for it to fix it.
And you've seen a lot of updates on your S4 too with the Android Wear app.
Yep.
You've had quite a few updates with that.
As you just saw, one of the great updates is it just went away. But it says Wi-Fi disabled to extend battery life. That's one of the great things that I love, because if I have my phone in the office or I leave it in the car or something and I extend it out, it's not constantly searching for that signal. So it'll auto disconnect the Wi-Fi, and just like your phone will sit there and die. If it doesn't have signal, it's constantly searching for it. The phone will just say, hey, I'm not going to search anymore. I'm going to be kind of lazy, and I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi. And that works awesome for me because it conserves battery life.
That's good. And speaking of the Wi-Fi, now that with the 5.0 update or the 5.0.1, you have Wi-Fi active on the watch, have you been using that at home a lot as well?
I have. A lot of stuff oddly enough, I can open up on my phone. I'm still waiting for the open on my Chromecast option in Google.
Right, coming right from the watch.
Yes, that would be epic. But a lot of things, especially with Google Music, what I've noticed as far as like controlling it from the Wi-Fi is if I've got Google Music downloaded directly to my Google Music, I don't even have to access my phone. I can just go directly to the
pull
watch.
Music up on the watch and start playing stuff.
Yep, I can go directly to the app on my watch, hit Google Music, and turn on my Bluetooth speaker that's in my living room, which is awesome because I don't even have to say, please open on my watch. While I do this on the Wi-Fi, I can just go directly to the Google Music, which is a lot more fun.
Yep, and start playing stuff right from there.
Yep, just
so
like
you
that.
do have your watch paired to your Bluetooth downstairs.
I do.
That's sweet. That's good. I've actually had people question that in the past if they can pair a smart Bluetooth to Android Wear, and yes, obviously the answer is yes because you were doing so.
I do it all the time.
That's sweet. And then, like you said, physically the watch holds up fine. We just need to get better bands out there. You're not having any issues with the software. You've got
Durable.
good. Yep, it's durable. You've got a nice face on it. You found watch faces that you're enjoying.
So the amount of watch faces out there are awesome.
It's almost endless. Yeah.
It is endless. I'm a Star Wars nerd, so yay, go Empire. As far as apps go, I have noticed that the watch games are kind of wonky.
Yeah.
They're still coming out with some new ones. They're not the greatest in the world, but I didn't get it to play games on it.
Yeah, you got to tell time and get your notifications.
Exactly.
all that
The
good
calendar option is amazing. I'm in uniform constantly, and I'm in meetings where I can't access my phone, and it looks bad to pull out your phone in the middle of a meeting with the head honchos or colonel standing over your shoulder. So I can just look at my watch, and it looks nonchalant.
That's good.
And at that point, my watch will notify me with emails and or reminders, which is
just
pretty
little
awesome.
vibrations on your wrist, no sounds. That's good. And then another thing you and I talked about earlier is that you do have NFC in the watch. It is not usable for Android Pay at the moment, but you said you have been able to use the watch to pair.
I have. People at Best Buy now hate me. So what happened was I was walking through Best Buy, and RF Mike here told me about the whole NFC thing, and he is my tech guru, so I listened to him. I waved my arm in front of an NFC Bluetooth speaker on display in Best Buy, and I walked away. And then I slowly began to turn up the volume just to test how far my range was on the watch, as well as the Bluetooth speaker
And this
that
was
I was
not using your phone at all. You weren't touching
not
your
at
phone.
all. Just
using
a
your
simple
watch.
wave. If this was the speaker, I just kind of waved over it until the speaker did the little bloop bloop sound,
Yep.
and I could tell it was connected. I walked away, and the people at Best Buy were wondering how I was turning up the volume after they were turning it down low.
That's awesome.
So they did not appreciate that very much, but I got a kick out of it, and I verified that the NFC does work.
That's good.
With just the simple wave of a wrist.
That's cool. Yeah, and then with the NFC, actually, your watch, being that yours is part of the first generation of Android Wear devices that are out, because we're just now getting second generation devices like the new Moto 360, and then there's the Watch Urbane and a couple others that are on the pipeline coming out. Being that yours is the first with NFC, yeah, once Google updates the Android Pay app, they should allow it to where you can start using your watch to make payments. And right now, like I said, yours is the only watch with NFC built in. So that's pretty cool.
As you were talking about earlier, the Bluetooth devices, how you end up pairing your device Bluetooth. This is the new update. I noticed this right off the bat when it came out. Bluetooth devices, just a simple click. It'll start scanning for your Bluetooth devices that you have up around the house or wherever.
Yep. So you
Don't
can
do
connect.
this in Best Buy. The list will be
Oh
endless.
yeah, you'll see all kinds of stuff pop up.
And
Do it at home,
Yeah.
where you're around your devices at home that are running, or things that you can connect to that you know. Oh yeah, I'm sure you could probably have a list, quite a few things. And yeah, you can unpair any of those things that you don't recognize as well right from the watch. Yep, unpair and all that's listed right there. Cool. So overall, performance has been great. How's battery life held up on this?
So battery life, I'm plugging it in every day after work. A day of constant use, With text messages throughout the day, I kind of live and work off of my phone. I am charging it every night when I go to bed.
Yeah.
So I would say a solid full day, and I'm running the battery till 6 in the morning for a PT run using GPS for my runs in the morning, text messages and calls throughout the day. I'd say it probably runs out from 6 in the morning till probably about 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And that's a full battery with constant usage throughout the day.
So you're draining all the way down to 0 by the end of the day, or are you down to like the teens or single digits?
I'm probably down to below 10% after a full solid 12 hours of constant use.
And another thing we should probably mention about that, obviously you have your screen off. You don't have yours running all the time.
Correct.
And you have auto brightness on because your watch does have auto brightness.
Right. So one of the things that I like to do is, settings menu, swipe down, swipe over one. A lot of the times when I'm at work, I'll go into theater mode, just so it doesn't wake it up constantly by moving my wrist. Something as simple as taking a drink will wake up the screen.
Yeah.
I'm just like moving my wrist a little bit, and the screen wakes up.
Yeah, that conserves your battery life.
I like to turn it on to theater mode while I'm at work, just to conserve battery life, and then I can get a full, like if I know I'm working an 18-hour day, it does happen in my line of work quite often. So if I know that's going to happen, I'll turn it into theater mode throughout the day to conserve battery, and I can get a full solid 24 hours out of this before I have to plug it in.
That's good. And then the advantage too of plugging it in, yours is micro USB.
That is.
Yes, so that way you have chargers, I'm sure, at work, and you have a micro USB car charger that you might use, so you can just plug it in and juice it. Yeah.
So a lot of people ask me, their first reaction to the smartwatch is, oh, that's great, I've always wanted one, but I don't like having to plug it in with the dock and everything. And then I'll, walk into the office and say, hey, do you have a phone charger here by chance? I don't have mine, whatever, different offices. And they'll be like, yeah, what phone do you have? And I say, hey, I've got that Sony Smartwatch 3 because I'm baller like that. And I can use any Android charger. And they say, well, that's pretty awesome. I wish I was cool like you. And I plug my phone in just that simply. There's no dock required, which if there was a dock required, I would be screwed in the military.
Yeah.
But
you don't want to have to carry a dock around either.
Exactly. That is a massive hindrance, but that is almost the greatest saving grace of any smartwatch right now is the fact that I don't have to carry a dock.
No, you just use micro USB. It's pretty standard with everything. All right, cool. Well, this is RF Mike. Again, this is our 90-day look back at the Sony Smartwatch 3 running Android Wear. There, hopefully in the future there'll be another Sony Smartwatch, so that way you can get something else in the future if you want, and pass that on to the wife or get her a new one. And I'm glad you're happy with it. It's held up. What I'm going to do is try to zoom in and see your screen. So obviously I'm not seeing any scratches, but we'll try to get a good enough shot. Yeah, there's like nothing on that display. And I can actually, with the way the light's hitting your screen right now, I can see your sensor at the top center. That's your ambient light sensor. Yep. Then I know your microphones are on there as well. But cool. Alright, well that's good. This is RF Mike, and we'll be signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next video.